Good morning, eighth graders. So we are starting our geologic time project. This whole project is just a way for you to start like dipping your toes in to see what is our geologic time and what does it truly look like. Things such as that. So we are going to go through this so that you have a better understanding of how this project will be completed. So we are working on becoming experts on one part of our geologic timeline. Our geologic timeline is 4.6 billion years. So you can't become experts on all 4.6 billion years, but you can become experts in maybe a couple hundred years. Those sorts of things, or some of the principles that allow us to understand geologic time and the fact that it is that long. So, you are going to be tasked with giving your peers a little sneak peek into what you now know. As a group, you will be creating a movie or television show synopsis that catches the attention of your viewers without giving away too much. We don't want any spoilers. Okay, all of this is going to be covered under Middle School Earth Science Standard 1-4, which states that you'll be able to construct an explanation based on evidence from rock strata and how the geologic timescale is used to organize Earth's 4.6 billion year old history. Okay, some of the expectations that are going to be coming with this, including having a title to your topic, visually or eye-catching of a display, giving a brief description on whatever given topic you have been assigned, um, and things like that. And then obviously your standards and I can statements being displayed as well. So everybody's standard should fall -1 or 2 underneath the 1.4. So the other standard would be 4-1, which deals with fossils. So let's keep kind of going. So the idea came from this. So you log into Hulu, Max, Netflix, whatever, and you're like, what show am I going to watch? Well, it gives you little synopses of what the show is like. So for this one, you have like this, Scrubs, and then it goes through it. So a better example would be how they put it all together. So if you've never seen Scrubs, I think it's funny. But they summarize some of the characters. They summarize the plot line of the show or movie, things like that, without completely giving away what each individual episode or what the like whole climax to the movie is or whatever. So ABC Scrubs examines the lives of the staff at Sacred Heart in the unpredictable hospital filled with over-the-top staffers and patients. Doctors have learned to survive by relying on each other to face relationships, death, kids, interns, water balloons, and anything else life may throw at them. Around here, humor and tragedy collide as they continually learn that even when you figure out who you are, there's still more life to navigate and help to have good people in your corner, even if it's a little, even if they're a little bit scattered themselves. Okay, so it doesn't tell you any of the main characters' names. It tells you like who's starring in it. These are the actual actors and actresses' names, and then the actual creator of the show. But it doesn't tell you like who the main character is, what their name is, who their love interest may or may not be, things like that. So that if you want to watch Scrubs, totally go for it. With grown-up approval, there is some mature content. Skip the last season, not worth it. But I feel like that happens in a lot of shows. So yeah, so it gives you an idea, and then it either tells the reader like, hey, I want to watch this. This seems like something that would be up my alley. Or, maybe not. Let's find something else. So this is an overall idea of what you're going to be creating. So I created one, kind of talking about North Dakota's geologic history. So the title of mine, which includes my topic, North Dakota's Geologic History, A Travel Through Time. This covers middle school earth science standard 1-4, constructs an explanation based on evidence from rock strata for how the geologic timescale is used to organize Earth's 4.6 billion year old history. And then the I can statement, I can utilize the principles of geology to accurately age rock strata using superposition, original horizontality, uniformitarianism, and cross-cutting relationships. So, my little synopsis. So, to give you an idea without giving it away, imagine you're swimming with sharks, sea turtles, or then squid-type creatures, walking along the beach with a Triceratops and Tyrannosaurus rex, snowshoeing alongside the woolly mammoths and the giant sloths. And to top it off, you can do it all right here in the state of North Dakota. So, I don't tell you when all this is happening. I don't tell you excuse me, I don't tell you anything else other than all of this happened here. Maybe not within Fargo region, but this all has happened here in North Dakota. So hopefully it like intrigues you, like, oh, wow, this really happened. Things like that. The photo above is from the North Dakota Heritage Center State Museum in Bismarck. We have fossilized evidence of Tyrannosaurus rex and Triceratops, things like that. So that is an example that I, as an adult, have created. Now, this next slide is going to show you an example of what a learner has made. So this is an example from a year ago. They were assigned the Paleozoic era. Excuse me. And they truly went through and they created it to look just like a Netflix sort of synopsis. What is absolutely amazing is that everything that they added has some sort of significance to the era itself. So, the Paleozoic era, 5 stars. We have 2024 because this was made last year, TV 14 because y'all are 14-ish, 2 hours and 86 minutes, basically 286 million years ago, sort of a thing. Thriller, science fiction, action, like they went above and beyond. They talked about the different not eons, sorry, the different periods that happen within the Paleozoic. So the marsh crops, the Carboniferous, the Cambrian, that sort of a thing. So really cool. So theirs was 252 million years ago, animals along with plants began evolving on land from the sea for hundreds of centuries, peacefully living with barely any life-changing events until a strange disaster occurred on Earth. The tectonic plates started moving to reform a new piece of land. The creatures suffered from many losses and struggled to keep their old lifestyle alive. With no knowledge of the disaster, how will they continue living on? So, as soon as you learn a little bit more about the Paleozoic era, you're going to be like, oh, dang, like that is like right on top of it. So, kind of a really cool example, and it is done by a learner. So, I don't even feel mine is that good. So I think it's always important for you to understand how you're going to be scored. So this is the rubric, and I'm going to just go through the 3s because really that's what we should be aiming for no matter who we are or what we want to do. So in order to receive 3s on this rubric, so your title, the title of the group's topic was well displayed and easy to identify. No one's like searching like, oh, what is this really about? That sort of a thing. Visual display. The display was visually attractive and caught the attention of others and was organized and easy to read. So I'm not saying that attractiveness is positivity, where everyone's like, oh, I want to read more about this. Attractiveness means they can look at it. Their eyes were caught by it. They didn't want to look away. It wasn't well organized, things like that. Okay. The description, the group was able to describe the key points of the topic and said just enough information. That is all very, I don't know. But it's like, did they say enough? Did they not say enough? I'm really the only one who knows whether you did or did not say enough. But essentially, did you say enough to catch the attention of your possible viewers to want to possibly learn more? And then finally, these standards and I can statements were displayed. You are able to look either on Schoology, your title pages, on the door closest to Lab Station 1. All of your standards and I can statements are always posted in those places. So it is determining which of the two standards and which of the 4 I can statements would best support your topic. Okay? Now, grouping and grading. I know that everybody gets super freaked out at the idea of having to work in a group, but the way that the grouping has been played out, this is not a food lab, so G gets to choose our partners. So I've selected your groups. Everyone will have an opportunity to help score one another and those within their groups. So your scoring of someone else will affect the score that I put in the gradebook. This mainly comes down to collaboration, responsibility, things like that with your CCRs. And then more details will come on how we will actually make this happen. It comes with your rating scales in a couple of days, okay? There are different roles that people take. And that's totally okay. So we have the note takers. So who's going to oversee making sure all the ideas are written down? Who's going to collect the notes? Who's going to make sure that they stay somewhere where, goodness forbid, someone is absent? You can still continue to work the following day. The timekeeper, so monitoring the time. How much time are we going to spend on researching? How much time are we going to spend on creating? But this is also the person who's going to make sure that the actual assignment itself gets submitted. And then the designer, maybe this is someone who's very tech savvy, who loves using Canva or PowerPoint or something like that. So it would be with the support of everyone else, taking the information and putting it online, that sort of a thing. Everybody should be playing an equal part. I'm not expecting everybody to be the timekeeper. I'm not expecting everyone to be the designer. I am expecting everyone to take notes, but the note taker is the one who's in charge of organizing them, that sort of a thing. Okay, so those are just some optional roles to discuss with your groupings today. So what am I looking for when it comes to how to write a blurb? And this is something where I have communicated with ELA teachers. This is what you would be looking for. So reference the genre and central theme. So the type, the terms and, let's try this again. The terms and related information found by researching. You want to create intrigue around the main conflict. Find a way to make it exciting and interesting. I know that something along the lines of absolute age dating doesn't sound super duper exciting or conflict inducing, but it really has become very controversial. So find a way to make it exciting. Fake it till you make it sort of a thing. Even if you're like, God, this is the lamest topic ever, you need to talk it up. You think I love talking about everything that I talk about in class? I mean, I do enjoy all of it, but do I love talking about it? No. You will see me fake it till I make it a lot with absolute age dating because it's a concept that I'm not 100% clear on. Things like that. Okay? Dive right in and introduce your protagonist. So definitions, exploratories, things like that. If you have an era, what is the biggest thing that they have to overcome? All that sort of a thing. A protagonist is like your main character. Keep it short and punchy. You don't want anything that just drags on because no one's going to read for that long. It's for the same reason why certain social medias that cannot be named because Lord only knows what's going to happen in the future, but why their original limit was less than a minute. Y'all only have the attention span of a minute. I only have the attention span of only a minute. So keep it short. Make it exciting, important, cool, things like that. And then other things that you can do is, excuse me, oh, this is why I should not be doing this at 5:40 in the morning. But reference your book writing or your professionals if it relates to your book, things like that. We know you are not the exact experts, but you had to rely on other experts to become as expert as you are today. So where did you get your information? Why are they qualified? Why are you qualified to tell me about what's going on? Things like that. So this is what is going to be happening today. If you have any questions, please feel free to ask your teacher and refer back to the handout on the expectations. Work well with your group. If you have major conflict, you need to just come talk to me or your teacher, things like that. But y'all can handle this. I really believe in you guys. We are second half of the school year. Let's do this. Awesome. Any questions, reach out, let me know. And if not, have a great rest of your day. Thank you.